has come to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal of antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth, but we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
That was harrowing. Okay, my name is Veru, and I am starting my YouTube channel today, and with a playthrough of Darkest Dungeon. I know a lot of other YouTubers have played this game, and for good reason. It's quite a compelling little narrative experience. For me personally, I'm very interested in playing this game because I'm a big fan of Cthulhu mythos. And while this isn't exactly Cthulhu mythos, you can tell it's heavily influenced by this idea of eldritch abominations from other dimensions and so on. As it stands, I'm not going into this blind. I've played this game a few times, and I, as you can see in the bottom left, do not have the Crimson Court DLC yet. I do hope to get it at some point in the future. In the meantime, I am going to be playing it from the beginning. I'm not going to be cutting anything. If you have kids, or you are a kid and you're going to watch this, maybe don't. I mean, it's not perhaps the most suitable game for very young people, so keep that in mind. It is a... well, let's talk about it as I get it set up. So, as you can see, I've already got 2 games going on. I'm going to start from the beginning. I'm not going to play Stygian. I'm not that good at this game yet. I have learned quite a lot from watching certain kind of hardcore players like Filthy Robot, and I think I've watched Quill18 play this game way back in the day, possibly even Avak. But for my own part, I am very interested in starting a new game because I kind of got to a point where I was playing too many side missions, and my character's leveled up and I'm not really able to continue on without just getting rid of people. So the main difference you need to know if you're just getting this game between Darkest and Stygian, and by all means, there's no reason really to play Radiant unless you have no idea what you're doing and you just want to play for a little while until you get a grip on the mechanics. Stygian only allows you to have a certain number of deaths before it's game over. Also, it only allows you to go through a certain number of weeks before it's game over. So that time limit and that death limit present a pretty hard playthrough for anyone who doesn't feel confident or who just wants to have a little bit more time to experiment and play around with different builds and so forth. So going into Darkest, yeah, Dark. Got one named Darkest. Let's put For the Tube. This one is For the Tube. And let's go in. So it always starts the same, and I'm going to allow these things to play through.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient, pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path, you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
Again, harrowing. Yeah, that's kind of a theme of this game. So if you're new to Darkest Dungeon, this is kind of a play on the old dungeon diving game mechanic in which you create a party and go through various dungeons. In this case, what you get is a rotating cast of characters who you can assemble into parties to bring on dungeons. And unlike most dungeon games in which in which you only have to worry about health points, spell usage, stuff like that, in this game, one of the major components is stress and madness. So you can see here you've got an HP bar and a stress bar, and if stress ever gets to 100, you get an affliction. These are terrible, mostly because they take away your ability often to control your character. So for instance, you might end up with a healer who, when her turn comes, you effectively lose the turn, and she decides not to heal anybody, and that can make the difference between another character getting afflicted or dying. So this stress is a major component of the game. Let's not linger. I agree. Oh, okay. So the beginning of this game is always the same. Yep. This surprise mechanic is kind of variable upon the torchlight level. So you can see up here, the more light there is, the more chance monsters will be surprised. It goes inversely as well. The less light, the more the chance that your party will be surprised. Now, if monsters are surprised, they go last, which can be good and can be bad. It can mean you suddenly have 4 guys taking their turn one after another, and if they all gang up on one character, that can be problematic. But if you get surprised, your characters get shuffled, and if you look over these individual abilities, you can see on the left there's white dots at the top of this box, and at the right there's red dots. The white dots represent which positions out of 4 positions, back to front, left to right, you can utilize this particular skill in. And the red dots indicate which positions, front to back, left to right, that you can attack with this ability. So I can attack this guy with Open Vein and Grape Shot Blast, but you can see I can't attack him with Pistol Shot because position 1 is grayed out and he's in position 1 on the right side. Same thing with Tracking Shot. So this game makes use of a lot of different kind of status effects and other things, which I'll go through as we play the game. So Grape Shot Blast, you can see it's 3 guys at a minus 60% damage mod. So effectively you're doing 40% damage to each individual guy, but in this particular case there's only 1 guy, so that would be absurd. So let's slice open one of his veins. He's got to bleed. He'll die regardless of what I do now. So I could just stun him. That'll kill him as quick as anything. And now a lot of this game is about delaying tactics and utilizing downtime to be able to heal. Now one of the reasons I did that is just habit. In this particular case there was really no need. By maximizing the number of attacks I get, I maximize the potential for me to do critical attacks. So you can see on Grape Shot Blast there's a crit mod of -7%. My base crit is down here, 5. What is that actually? Yeah. So there's a 5% chance I'll crit. Now if I had any stress, what happens when you crit is you have a chance, well no, you have, the character who does crit gets a stress heal. and other characters in the party may get a stress heal. So let's just kill this guy and get on with things. Yes, and then loot. Walking. Tents are bad, really, generally. You can find wiki sites and everything that'll tell you what the various curios are, what to use on them to get the benefits without getting the bad things. If I remember correctly, tents are just generally bad, so maybe no. I don't have any torches to bring the light level up. Okay, so now this guy, again, with this grape shot blast, it seems like, okay, there's all three positions, but this guy only, the big guy only still counts as one guy. So I'm still only going to be doing 80% total damage if I use grape shot blast here. I do have pistol shot with a plus 10% crit mod. Now if I look at this guy, he's got 12 hit points. Click on that, 4 to 8, with a chance to effectively double that. I'm gonna take it. Ooh, okay. So, best laid plans, am I right? Oh, well, there we go. Definitely want you stunned. Stunning is one of the most powerful abilities in the game because it effectively removes an action, but it does give a buff that makes it more difficult to stun that character in the future. Let's see. What is 5 to 9, and there's a chance I will... He gets a negative speed, but I can't hit him. Okay, tracking shot. Horrible damage. But you can see it gives me a buff. It says self, plus 12% damage, plus 6 accuracy, plus 5% crit. That might be generally useful. Let's see. I think the buff might be worth it. Oh my, so nice. Okay, this is gonna be bad. Oh! Ha! You suck. Okay, so this guy's stun resist is at 50. This is a stun base of 100, so there's only a 50% chance I'm gonna stun him. I might pass on that. Yeah, I'll let the stun then wear off. Do a bit of damage. Okie doke. Come on, this is not fair. What? Okay, I've never, ever, while playing this first room battle, and this is corridor battles, which we had one before, and this is a room battle, and I've never once, playing this room battle, dodged all of the attacks at this point. So I'm quite happy. So right now, I've got this plus crit. I feel like with the plus accuracy, I'm gonna pistol shot this guy, maybe one-shot him.
Eradicated.
Yes. Okay, and this guy, you can see I just took my first amount of stress, and I've got some bleeds down. So this is going to do another 2 damage total out of 33 damage. It's not really that big of a deal. He's down 2 speed, but he no longer has his stun buff, so there we go. Might as well remove his actions. And now it's just a matter of smacking him down a bit. Now, if any one of my guys goes before him, he's pretty much... Yep, there we go. And bye. So that was actually quite good. Quest complete. Now I could return to the hamlet, or I could try looting this chest. I'm pretty sure every time I've ever looted this chest, I've gotten poisoned, which I think is the game's way of telling you, hey, if you don't have the right items for these types of curios, or these types of loot items, you can get bad things. So I'm just going to leave. If I'm wrong, I'm sure YouTube will tell me, because YouTube is always quick to tell you when you're wrong about anything. That's why we love YouTube. So when you do get through, you get these traits, and they can be good or bad. So you can see on my highwayman I got Warren's Phobe, which means that when I'm in the Warrens, which I won't unlock for a while yet, I take extra stress every time I'm attacked by a stress damage dealer. So Second wind, that's rubbish. That is rubbish. Okay, yeah, both of those traits are not particularly significant to me.
Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid
So now,
hamlet,
this is
these
the
corrupted lands,
cruddy little village.
they are yours now,
You can see it's...
and you are bound to them.
Right now, no one's really living in it. Everything's boxed up because, obviously, there's bandits and disgusting, weird, freaky things lurking in the wild, and no one wants to live here. The longer I'm here and operating, the more of these facilities will open up. Right now, the only thing that's open is the stagecoach, and this is the people we've brought with us.
Women and men,
Yep,
soldiers
okay.
and outlaws,
Yes, please.
fools
And yes,
and
please.
corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
And one of the first things you should always do is increase the number of heroes that you get so that you have better choices. I mean, you really want to fill out your roster sooner rather than later. And I suppose I could save on that and work towards this in the meantime. So I'm just going to exit out of there. Oh, the nomad. Nope, nomad wagon's not open. So you do get trinkets in the game. You can equip those in these trinket slots. Oh yeah, I forgot. Reynald always starts with kleptomaniac. Now this is one of the worst traits in the game. It means that when you go up to loot items, often Reynald will activate them without you telling him to, and then instead of the party getting them and you getting the benefit of them. And the various items you tend to get either are supply items that you can use to get the benefits of curios, or to, in the case of various different supply items, pardon me, either heal bleeds, heal blights, get rid of debuffs and so on, clear blockages on the path, or other items you get tend to be either money, gems, which are money, basically just in a less convenient form, busts, portraits, deeds, and crests. And these are going to be used to unlock the various aspects of the village and to advance the structures so that I can get more benefit out of them. As of right now, I don't have any trinkets. I will get some soon. As of right now, I cannot unlock any of these new abilities. I would do that at the guild. I cannot increase my equipment. I cannot heal stress. There's nothing open for me. This is just my stagecoach. So before I can do anything else, I have to go embark on a new quest. And this is probably the last quest I'm going to do for this particular video. Let's just go straight. No, that's not. So this is the end dungeon, darkest dungeon. You can see it's level 6. This is where you get some of the great stuff that I've never gotten into the darkest dungeon. I've never gotten any guys that far, so I'm not really clear on what happens in the game at that point. So we shall explore that together. Red Hook. Red Hook. This is they know you're going to have this party. I wonder, is it in the same configuration? I've never actually checked this because it doesn't really make sense. The other configuration's better. Hey, get out of... Stop. The usual suspects. So you can see she's preferred position 3. It tells you right up here, the brightest light is the most preferred position. And he is also preferred position 3. What does he have that can't be used in 4? Incision. What does she have that can't be used in 4? Illumination. She'll take 4. Okay, we're going to go usual suspects. Red Hook is obviously a reference to the developers of the game, which, by the way, Red Hook, guys, great game. Thank you so much. It's provided me not endless hours, but lots of hours of enjoyment. Okay, that's a crummy trinket, but it is what we have to work with. Let's go.
The cost of preparedness.
So, at the ruins, I like to take quite a few
later in blood.
Things. Most of these things you can sell back once you get back. I mean, I'm probably taking a little bit of monetary loss if I take too many things I don't need, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. Right now, I don't really have any scouting advantages, so I'm going to bring a few extra torches just so I can minimize the chance of me getting surprised, because it's a bummer. It's like a real big bummer. And of course, I can expect my Crusader to steal my stuff. I live in a city center, so occasionally sirens go by my front door. C'est la vie. So here we are. Let us see what we can see. Ooh. Torch. A lot of people like to play this game on dark runs. You get a lot more loot, but the enemies are far more accurate. They are more likely to crit you, and I'm just not as solid of a player as I feel I would need to be to feel comfortable doing that. That's a waste. I don't need to do that. Let's just pistol shot this guy. Okay, crit mod 5, accuracy base. He does 47. Ensure that guy's dead.
Disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
Yeah, that's fine.
Be gone,
Good.
fiend.
Crusader's quite slow. Highwind's quite fast. The way it works is there's actually an RNG element in that the game rolls a die and it adds your base speed to it. And every enemy, every guy on your team does it. So despite the fact that he's got a speed of 1, naturally, and he's got a speed of 7, it is possible for the Crusader to go before the Highwayman if the Crusader rolls very high and the Highwayman rolls very low. Unlock strongbox. Let's just open it. Okay, so I didn't need to bring all those shovels. Good to know. Oh, well, one of them's about to get used. So when you do successfully scout, which we just did here, which is great because it means in these 2 battles, right here, room battle with curio, room battle with treasure, I don't have to worry about being surprised regardless of my light levels. I've already assessed that there are guys there, they can't surprise me. But it also tells me that there's curios on the way, there's a battle, there's an obstacle. There can also tell you if there's going to be a trap, and that's advantageous because if you don't know there's going to be a trap, you're likely to spring it. If you know there's going to be one, you're likely to disarm it, which actually helps you heal stress.
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing
Places
passage.
that have these kinds of debris areas that you need to clear with a shovel, you really need to have a shovel to stress hit. Okay, so this guy right here, this cultist acolyte, he is the big bad here. He is a stress caster and he piles the stress up quickly. So it is imperative. Come on, crit. Nope. Okay, no crit. It's imperative that we kill this guy. Or stun him so that I don't have to worry about him for another turn. That worked out well. And Crusader. Good.
Continue the onslaught.
Best outcome. These guys can do health damage. They don't have particularly high crit generally, and they don't do stress damage unless they crit. So this is ideal. Nauseous Blast. Are these guys blight resistant? No. Okay, so yeah. Pretty nasty blight on him. Let's kill you and suboptimal. Ooh, definitely suboptimal if they all dodge. Good. You can just... That should mean he's dead. Just that stun means that he will never actually be able to take an action again. He'll take 4 points of blight when he loses his stun and loses his turn, then he'll take it again before he can actually act. So he is out. This is why stuns are so powerful. Skeletons are pretty much bleed immune. Not exactly, but for the most part, because they're skeletons, they have no blood. It makes sense.
Another
Ooh,
one
nice.
falls.
So, you can see he got that stress heal. Unfortunately, none of them got a stress heal. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. This is a high crit. I want a high crit. Nope. No option for high crit. This is the highest crit I've got.
Confidence
But
surges
no.
as the enemy crumbles.
So once you know you're winning a match, a lot of the game is focused around kind of optimizing on trying to get these free stress heals from crits, trying to make sure that you've healed up any existing stress or damage to the extent that you can. There are only a few effective stress healers in the game. No, don't. Okay. Oh, do you have kleptomania too? Oh no, don't tell me you've got kleptomania too. Oh no. No. Okay, so I've got... No, okay, you don't have kleptomania. Known cheat, well, that's fine. Two guys with kleptomania, that is... If I wasn't recording this already and hadn't put this much time into it, I would probably restart normally. That's gonna cost... Oh crap, did I forget to light it up? Yes, I did. Okay. And here we go. This is when the stress starts to pile up. 20 stress, 1/5 of what's needed to effectively mess me up. Come on, let's get this guy gone. Nice!
The ground quakes.
Good. And... could blight him. Not really sure there's a point. I think that was a better plan of action. Yeah. He won't act again. Oh, very nice. A little bit of stress heal. Okay, come on. Yeah, I know he's bleeding. I saw it. Thank you. If I pull off a stun, he's out, so that's fine. Let's do that. Now I can just focus fire on the bone soldier. Oh, bummer. Okay. Actually, let's get a quick heal. Very nice.
As the fiend
And that is
falls,
done.
a faint hope blossoms.
So even if he goes first in this round, he's gone. And he doesn't go first. So let's just try and get that crit. Did not get a crit. Oh, did I? No? I don't think so. So, heirloom chest key. That is not useful for me right now. Getting a lot of gems. Let's get some more light in here.
The light, the promise of safety.
I'm gonna prioritize going back to a place I've scouted in the hope that I get another scout hit and have less of a chance of having to deal with being surprised, because it's basically one of the worst things that can happen to you. There's a lot of little detail. Really? Bad luck. Bad luck. Yep. Keeps reward. Agree. I won't say it. Okie doke. Okay. Should be an easy fight. I prefer this guy does not go at all. So let us stun him, hopefully move him up to the front. Good. Nice. Do I have a negative, I guess I must have some kind of accuracy problem now. I didn't notice one. Now this guy's no longer in a good position to do his thing, so he'll do a suboptimal move and move forward probably. I don't know. A lot of the enemies have built-in movement to try and get back to their desired place in their attacks. So any mob that has suboptimal attacks in a particular location, usually that attack will be mixed up with a a movement to try and get back into a more optimal range. Oh, glorious. Any stress heal is a good stress heal. This will clear corpses and get him within range. He did resist. Okay, come on, one more guy go before him. Good enough. Okay, so now this fountain, I believe it can get rid of, potentially get rid of bad quirks, so let's find out. No, okay, but good stress heal. I would have used that on my other dude if I had remembered. I'm trying not to, good, but I did get my scouting tick, which is very nice. So I should be able to avoid any problems for the rest of this dungeon. So when you get close to a trap, this little symbol will pop up and it allows you to hover over it and see what your trap disarm is. Now, if this guy had better trap disarm, I'd totally use him because you get a stress heal when you do a trap and he has no stress, but you also gain stress if you fail, so it's not worth it. If I was on a longer dungeon, I would have logs for setting up a camp here, but I'm not, so I really over provisioned, and it's gonna be a big bummer, especially with having two of them is really messing me up. Oh my, well, it is as it is. If I get this next scouting hit, I am going to continue on and see whether or not there's something I can get in the last room. Okay, good. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take the fight. There's a chance I'll get some treasure, and means these wasn't entirely wasted. That shovel I got means I could have brought one less shovel. I could have brought a lot less of almost everything else, which is, well, I'll sell it back, but it's just, you lose quite a bit. Ooh, okay. This guy is bad news. Damage and stress. I wasn't paying attention again. Okay, my bad. For a battle this long, it might actually be worth getting that additional damage up front. Yeah, I'm gonna take it. Oh, wrong direction. Okay, so let's start me. Okay, well, two out of 4 stuns, not terrible. It means this next round, well, he's gonna unstun now, but good. Let us stun you. Come forward. Good. Okay. Again, first YouTube video, so I hope I'll get more into the practice of keeping a useful and interesting commentary running while I play. But in the meantime, that sucked. Okay. Plague grenade. Oh, that would have been good, actually. If I hit you with it and I get even a little bit of damage, that should... Not enough, okay. I do grape shot. Oh, no. Good.
Precision and power.
So nice. I'm going to come out of this a bit wounded, but your wounds all heal. All HP heals when you leave the dungeon. The only thing you need to worry about is stress. So the fact that this is the last battle means I'm not too worried. That being said, I can potentially get crits off of heals, and that can reduce stress. So it's worth trying to keep this fight going for a little while. Okay, bummer. Okey-doke. Come on, come on. Okay, so no crits, and I'm gonna have to kill this guy because I don't want to get critted on and get more stress. And
Wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
375, 250. I probably should have. I'm dumb. Okay, yeah, it happens. Sometimes you are not as clever as you think you are. So, looks like I got a fairly okay haul. I more than covered the cost of all of the extra stuff I bought, but I could have come out with a little bit more had I not bought as many things to at least get some good stuff. Crap. A lot of Beast Hater, and I think it is the Warrens that opens up next, which is mostly Beast, so that's not bad.
There is a great horror beneath the manor.
Tavern's unlocked,
crawling
Abbey's
chaos
unlocked, Sanitarium's
must
still
be
not
destroyed.
unlocked, so I can't actually do anything with that. Okay, a Hellion. Yes, please. I'll take an
Barbaric
Arbalist.
rage and unrelenting savagery make for a powerful ally.
Ruined Scrounger. Plus two. I didn't even look at... Oh, no. Well, okay, I might not use this. What was your positive stuff? Ruins Explorer. Okay, so these guys are good in the ruins. I could just take a group in
Tortured
with
and
absolutely
This man
no
is more
capacity
dangerous than he seems.
for looting anything because that's a bummer. Okay, so go back here. Why was don't know. Highwayman, Dodgy Sheath. That's okay, I could spec him. So the Highwayman, if you look at his abilities, you can spec him for melee. There's 3 melee abilities plus his, I guess 4 ranged abilities. So you can spec him for melee or ranged. Obviously, even if you spec him for melee, you're basically just making his ranged abilities a little bit less effective. But for tracking shot, that doesn't matter that much because ultimately I don't care a huge amount if he hits his target. It's a minus 80% damage mod, so you're not getting good damage on it even if you do hit, but that buff is not terrible. Pistol shot, point blank shot, matters a bit more having that lower accuracy because obviously if they don't hit, they didn't do anything. They didn't give you any benefit. Slow draw is such a ball ache. Okay. But yeah, that's what's available there. You can see different dungeons have different trinkets available. It's okay. That's not very good. Ooh, that's actually... That makes her not that bad of a backup healer. An extra 1/3 means she can do up to 4 heal on a basic heal, which is not that... I mean, 33% technically, let's see, 33% of 2 would be, what, 0.6? So it'd be like 2.6 to 4, which if you look at hers is 3 to 5. That's not a huge difference for someone who is not there as a primary healer and who gives a plus 20% to healing received. So after she's healed one person with battlefield bandages, that 33% plus 20% is plus 53%, because all percentages are sort of stacked linearly. And that ends up meaning it comes up to 3 to 4.5, which is getting even closer to what the Vestal is doing. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here for now. So, thank you for watching. If you watched, I'm not expecting too many people to watch at first. I'm assuming this whole YouTube thing is just about building up and putting out the content until finally the people who like you and who find you interesting find their way to you. And I'm aware this might take a while, but I love these games. I love playing these games, and I actually enjoyed talking about these games quite a bit. Just from my very first recording, I can say that the way I think about the way that I'm playing changes somewhat on the basis of the fact that I'm talking about them. And if nothing else, I find that quite an interesting thing to experience firsthand. I have often watched YouTubers playing games and thought, okay, I wouldn't have done that. I'm not sure if that was very smart. And I think, hey, how many times are they doing what they're doing to be entertaining? How many times they're doing it because of the amount of additional brain power is being utilized in the communication with the viewer rather than directly into the gameplay. So hopefully this will be entertaining enough for you, the viewer, and hopefully I'll get better at it, because I know these startling kind of stilted gaps in my speech are probably a bit bothersome. But que sera sera, we shall see how things go. Be well and have an amazing day.